Coming to you from Boone Pickens Stadium, I'm Scott Wright of the Oklahoman, joined by John Helsley. Another game in the books for the Cowboys. Now we look ahead to Pitt, coming off of a 44-7 win at South Alabama, a Pitt team that gave them some trouble right here on this field last year. Now they go up to Heinz Field to face off. Let's look back at last year, though. What really stuck out to you having been here at that game?
You know, the thing that stuck out to me, I think most, Scott, was the way that Pitt decided to defend Oklahoma State. You know, everybody knows about James Washington. He was well established by that time last year, and they decided to play him mostly man up and paid for it. He had a huge game that afternoon, a lot of long passes, touchdown passes. It was just a big-time deal, and they really never adjusted to it. It was more of a situation where it was like Pitt was like, you know, this is what we do defensively. It's what we're going to do. And in the end, I think it really cost them. I think it'll be interesting to see how that approach either continues or maybe changes this time.
You know, I think it's going to be a theme throughout the season of Oklahoma State being surprised by what defenses do to them, one way or another. I think they've been a little bit caught off guard by what both Tulsa and South Alabama have done so far. South Alabama came up and committed fully to stopping the run, and that left some one-on-one coverage for a lot of receivers to get open. Mason Rudolph goes crazy early and becomes the school's all-time leading passer, passing Brandon Whedon. Now they go up to Pitt. A little bit tougher game on the road again, so you know, got to rely on that veteran leadership once again. As you look at this game, what do you think the Cowboys need to do to establish themselves early?
Well, I think one of the things that we also learned in that game last year is what Pitt likes to do offensively. They use their wide receivers in the run game. Quadri Henderson is a really good player, did some really good things here last year, gave OSU trouble throughout the game. They finally adjusted somewhat in the second half. It'll be interesting to see sort of what their plan is with him. You know, Scott, you know they're missing some linebackers, and this is going to be a physical game. How can they maybe find some other guys to plug in there? You know, the starters are going to be okay for the most part. Going to be without Calvin Bundage for a half. But how are they going to handle that? You know, they've subbed a lot at linebacker. Can they continue doing that to stay fresh? I think that's going to be a big storyline.
Absolutely. The linebackers are going to be really interesting. Mike Gundy suggested that they'll do some shuffling around to really fill out that depth chart. Guys like Kirk Tucker are going to be obviously leaned on a whole lot more than they have been. Josiah Kim, who can play all three linebacker positions, is going to have to be heavily involved, way more than he has maybe in his career up to this point, even as a senior. So that's going to be a key point for a very physical Pitt team that will try to hit you and play some of that type of football. Now, looking at it, what do you think? I'm assuming you like OSU in this one because of the mismatches. But what are you thinking score-wise?
I think it's going to be a tough game, at least for a while, and maybe for the duration. I think Oklahoma State finds a way to win, maybe by 10 points, 13 points, something like that. But I think it's going to be a tough game. I think there's going to be some different things maybe that make this game uncomfortable for a while. But in the end, the Cowboys win. What about you, Scott? I'm
right there with you. I'm taking Oklahoma State 45-24. I think Pitt will be able to do enough on offense to keep things off balance. But I like the Cowboys to pull away in the end. All right, that does it for another one. He's John Helsley. I'm Scott Wright. Keep it on newsok.com and for all of your Oklahoma State coverage.